Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got a Watch Mojo for y'all today, man. New Watch Mojo, 10 killers who killed again in prison. I wonder, like, when they be thinking about, like, people who go to jail for murder and stuff, do they expect them to kill again? Especially those who might have done, like, vicious murders or just people who have very vicious crimes.
I do wonder, especially, like, that has killed, like, multiple people.
Like serials?
Mm-hmm. Like, because I'm wondering, like, is it like this urge that you kind of like, oh my gosh, I can't fight it. Like, I just have to take someone. Like, I do wonder that. Like, when y'all in there amongst people. Who my next victim?
Because I'm like, especially like you said with the serials, right?
Yeah. Y'all
have this thirst for so much.
Yeah.
Where you did it so much out in the open. How can you now quench, like, it's that thirst can't be quenched. Mm-hmm. Because you would have stopped. You wouldn't have been kept doing it. So in prison, when you get the urge, what do? Because obviously you couldn't hold it when you was out on the streets.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know. That's weird, bro. That's a very good thing to, like, try to do, like, studies on and interview people and stuff like that. Just especially like interview, like, do you get that sense of urge that you had once before? Oh no, I know how to control it. Well, why you can't
control it out on the street? On the street, I can't talk.
Hey man, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you got to do is check out down below. Check out other content as well. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
Like it with a thumbs up.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, man. That's why y'all see a flash before your eyes every video. Don't forget to hit it, man. But you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get it.
Do you remember when you learned that your father murdered Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes. It was about 10. I saw it on TV.
Damn, he looked like his daddy.
Yeah.
He looked a lot without the hair.
Mm-hmm. Remember when you learned that your father murdered Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes. It was about 10. I saw it on TV.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're looking at the most chilling instances of convicted murderers who reverted to their old ways while locked up behind bars.
Schaefer carries to the grave confessions? Maybe where the bodies were?
Robert O'Neill. In February 1980, Robert O'Neill was sentenced to life in prison for murdering 78-year-old Ralph Roscoe Sherrick. The previous year, O'Neill had broken into the home of Sherrick's son-in-law, where he encountered and fatally shot him after robbing the house. While serving his sentence at the Missouri State Penitentiary, O'Neill joined the white supremacist group, the Aryan Brotherhood. His disruptive behavior in prison led to him being locked up in a special unit reserved for the most dangerous inmates. On February 3, 1984, he and 2 other prisoners attacked Arthur Dade, a black man serving time for armed robbery, and O'Neill fatally stabbed him with a homemade ice pick. He was ultimately convicted of capital murder for the attack and executed by lethal injection. Wyatt Busby.
I wonder, do they be knowing, like, I'm like, because normally, you know what I'm saying, when I hear about people committing more murders in prison, they don't get, like, death penalty. They just get, like, time added to their sentence.
Well, it's probably because he was already in there for murder.
Or because it was,
and maybe it was because of what type of crime it was,
and the motive of the crime.
And that's what I'm saying. The type,
because you basically join a hate group and y'all did it. But a hate crime is not.
I know it's not, but that's the best way I can, like, describe.
But it's not technically.
Well, that's what
but back to what I was originally going to say. I remember my mom coming home and telling me stories about people, like, you know what I'm saying, committing murders, and she having to find, like, she said one time the cell was just like pools of blood. So this man had killed his cellie. I said, man, I can't work in a prison, bro.
I've never had the desire.
Bro, it'd be like, yo, just the stories I used to hear all the time. Men just sitting out in the open playing with themselves as the CEO coming by checking. Like the Dookie throwing Dookie on you, P and Dookie on you if they mad at you. The assault on the CEO. The stories of damn near everybody who works there end up being dirty in some shape, form, or fashion. Or cause trust me, they gonna try you to see if you bout it. Like there's so many people I know like them work that have worked at a prison. Yeah. So I hear so many stories though. It's just insane, man.
Busby is 7 years into a 50-year sentence for murder and has a lengthy history of violent convictions.
Wyatt Busby was convicted of murder for the fatal stabbing of a man in Houston, Texas back in 2016. He received a 50-year sentence and was serving his term at the Cofield unit in Texas. While there, Busby shared a cell with suspected serial killer Billy Shamirmir. Between 2016 and 2018, Shamirmir allegedly murdered at least 18 women in Dallas and was convicted of 2 of those killings.
It took years to uncover the murders because the deaths were not considered suspicious at the time due to the age of the victims.
On September 19, 2023, the 2 cellmates got into a verbal confrontation, which escalated into a physical altercation after Shamirmir reportedly made inappropriate comments about Busby's children. Prison guards were seemingly slow to intervene, allowing the situation to spiral out of control. By the time the 2 men were separated, Busby had killed Shamirmir.
Those who want justice for their loved ones don't feel sorry for the convicted serial killer.
Sunil Ratti. Indy.
How he didn't get convicted for all?
Bro, something. Maybe because they didn't have enough like evidence or something.
And they all older women.
They're all older women.
That look like mothers or grandmothers. I wonder how he...
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you this, though. Don't get to fight. Don't go to jail and get to fight. Please, don't go to jail and get to fight. Now, I don't know about the county. They might try to stop in the county. But in prison...
Our classmate died in the county.
In the county or in...
He died in the county.
From a fight?
From a fight. Got stabbed to death.
Which you don't hear as much about the counties, like, as much as you hear in the, you know what I'm saying, in the pen. But I will say, and then my cousin used to tell me about the federal. And in federal, I think, like, state prisons are worse than federal. Because my cousin, he did, 3 to 5 in Fed. And he was just telling me about, like, certain things. But they still get busy in the Feds, too, though. I know a couple people who did Fed time. And I'm like, if I was to ever do time, I would prefer to do Fed time than state, personally. From hearing all the stories I hear. But I ain't trying to do no time.
I'm like, you think we're doing no time?
I ain't trying to do no time. I swear, sometimes you can't avoid certain situations. But most of them, you can.
Indian gangster Sunil Ratti stumbled into a life of crime after his father's murder in 1999. 3 people were accused of the killing, and within 6 months, Ratti had tracked down and killed 2 of them, brothers Mehak and Mohkam Singh. These acts of retaliation landed him in prison for life. In 2018, Ratti was transferred to the Bagpat District Jail after claiming his life was at risk at the previous facility. At Bagpat, he crossed paths with Muna Bajarangi, an infamous gang leader and contract killer with political ties. Bajarangi had reportedly made denigrating comments about Ratti's appearance, which angered him. As a result, Ratti fatally shot Bajarangi on July 9, 2018, using a gun he had smuggled into the jail.
Oh my God.
Kevin Roby. If you watch the early films of director John Singleton, you might recognize actor Lloyd Avery II, who played gangsters in Boys in the Hood and Poetic Justice.
He was in Poetic Justice, too? I don't remember him in Poetic Justice. Now, I do know about his story, though. But I didn't know. Poetic Justice, you remember him? I do know he played in other movies. And they say, I don't know how true it is, but I have heard, he wasn't even in that street shit before all this. He got so wrapped up with the characters.
I think I remember.
But I don't know how true that is.
I don't know how true that is, but I feel like we done had this discussion before because you had, it was something, and you had kind of told me that. But, yeah.
What a fool.
The line between fiction and reality soon blurred as Avery became a real-life criminal and received a life sentence in 2001 for a double homicide. Behind bars, Avery shared a cell with Kevin Roby, who was also serving a life sentence for sexually assaulting and murdering his sister. While Avery appeared to embrace a new path in prison, becoming a born-again Christian, Roby turned to Satanism. On September 4th, 2005, Roby...
They shouldn't even been in a cell together.
They shouldn't even been in a cell together, child.
Like, just from my understanding, they should never have been placed in a cell together. But that's just like any gang member. Sometimes they don't give a fuck. They will put you in a gang member with somebody that literally have murdered somebody, and they be like, we'll see what they're going to do.
That's crazy.
Because it's kind of like, but with these two serving life sentence, I wouldn't put them together. I know sometimes they be like, if you ain't serving a life sentence, y'all got to figure out how to survive, live on a, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all got to learn how to survive in society together. But y'all playing with fire with this shit, though.
Born-again Christian, Roby turned to Satanism. On September 4th, 2005, Roby murdered Avery in what he claimed was a satanic ritual. Shockingly, prison guards did not discover Avery's body until 2 days later. Joseph
Wait,
Druce.
what?
Oh, I didn't know that. Bro, what?
2 days? Y'all not doing no, huh?
Y'all ain't doing roll calls. Y'all ain't doing checks. You supposed to do roll call checks, 3 times a day?
That's crazy.
I know, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Right before count time, right before y'all go to sleep at like 6, 7 o'clock. And then midday count. So how, for 2 days?
2 days, bro.
But yeah, the dude, I did know he was dead, though. The one playing in the movies.
Yeah, I knew he was deceased. I just didn't know how.
And I think it was more gruesome than, you know what I'm saying? I think they gave the G-rated version.
Reverend John Gagin was a central figure in the Catholic Church's sexual misconduct scandal in Boston. Gagin was accused of inappropriate conduct with nearly 150 youths over a 30-year period. Ultimately, he was convicted of indecent assault and battery and sentenced to 9 to 10 years behind bars.
66-year-old defrocked priest John Gagin struggled to hold back his emotions after a jury convicted him.
In prison, Gagin met Joseph Druce, a fellow inmate serving a life sentence for murdering a man who allegedly made unwanted sexual advances at him. Druce was reportedly a victim of sexual misconduct in his childhood and was said to be outraged by Gagin's apparent lack of remorse. On August 23, 2003, Druce attacked and killed Gagin in his cell.
It was in my head. You know, he brought everything back out of me that I tried to push away.
Although he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, Druce was ultimately convicted of first-degree murder.
The psychiatrist, got up there and said he was the most insane person he's ever seen. He really had no clue what was going on.
Jimmy Mack. The death row section of prisons holds some of the most dangerous individuals in existence. In 1999, Donald Leroy Evans and Jimmy Mack were among those housed on death row at Mississippi State Penitentiary.
2 days ago, a 12-member jury sentenced Donald Leroy Evans to death by lethal injection.
Evans was a notorious serial killer who is believed to have claimed up to 70 victims, although the exact number remains unknown. He was sentenced to death in 1993 for the sexual assault and murder of a minor.
Evans says he killed 72 people during the 1970s and 80s. He even led the FBI on a 2-day search for bodies in the Arizona desert, but they found nothing.
Mack, on the other hand, landed on death row for the 1990 murder of a man in Bolivar County, Mississippi. In January 1999, Mack attacked Evans with a shank, fatally stabbing him while he was leaving the shower area. He was convicted of manslaughter and received an additional 20 years to his sentence. Victor Castigador. Dubbed the Killer from Manila, Victor Castigador was imprisoned in 1989 for the murders of 2 security guards in London. The crime, infamously referred to as the Human Torch murders, earned Castigador a whole life sentence, essentially ensuring he would never be released. Among his fellow inmates at Long Lartin Prison was Sidonio Teixeira, who was also serving a whole life sentence for killing his daughter and attempting to murder his son. While little is known about their relationship in prison, things came to a head in June 2016 when Castigador fatally attacked Teixeira with a rock inside a sock during a workshop. Castigador was handed another whole life sentence and transferred to a top security prison, where he died in March 2017.
Wow.
Vincent Faustino.
Damn, right out there. So that happened in 2016. Damn. That's
crazy.
To be killed by a rock in a sock. That's insane, bro.
Faustino Rivera. The murders that took Vincent Faustino Rivera to prison occurred in Tampa, Florida in 1990. Rivera was convicted of killing 2 people just 10 days apart and sentenced to life at the Florida State Prison. Also incarcerated there was Gerard John Schaefer, otherwise known as the Killer Cop.
I never thought that I would be that close to someone who was capable of doing those things.
A former sheriff's deputy, Schaefer gained notoriety in the early 70s for the murder of 2 girls. Although he became a prime suspect in over 20 additional killings, he was only convicted of those 2. In 1995, Rivera and Schaefer reportedly argued over a cup of hot water, which resulted in Rivera fatally stabbing Schaefer in his cell.
Schaefer carries to the grave confessions. Maybe where the bodies were?
However, rumors suggest that the murder was likely a targeted hit due to Schaefer's reputation as a prison informant. Rigoberto.
Oh.
You an informant in prison after you went to jail for murder of 2 women and you was the cop? And you turned an informant, nigga. You already had a mark on your back.
Facts.
For being an ex-cop. I'm not turning an informant. What you wanted, protection? That shit wasn't gonna work. Nigga, this prison. This ain't the streets. Yeah, I'm gonna snitch on everybody. I just need y'all to make sure I'm good. Bro, go to PC. I know it's 23 and 1. You ain't gonna want to do it, but that's the only protection they can really give you.
Yeah. Trust
me. I know some stories about some people having a PC up, man. Dude used to, this dude I grew up, he went to jail. Because the reason why he went to jail, I'll end up finding out. Because, dang, you really be laughing at me over here choking.
No, I ain't laughing at you. You're not choking.
Coughing, choking, yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, go ahead.
But the reason why he went to jail because he used to steal from everybody, right? he was a thief.
Yeah.
Because people used to tell me stories about. I'm like, damn, I didn't know he was a thief like that. Man went to jail. No matter what you do, don't ask for nothing to invite you in that motherfucker. I don't care who you is. Man, they started telling the man, start calling his mom and said, hey, if you don't put this, if you don't send us this, we gonna do this and this and this to your son. Mm-hmm. Why? He owe us some money because he bought. I said, man, you went from stealing to borrowing. now they got you scared, bro. Well, your mama having to get her check every week. And then his mama used to say, my mom's, boy, is there anything I can do? She said, my mom said, all thing you do what they tell. He in jail. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing you can do out here on the street. My mom says one or two things. He got to give him back whatever he took at bar, plus some, whatever they looking for, or he gonna have to fight. He gonna have to man up and fight.
Yeah.
She was calling out there and everything. Time for your son to man the fuck up. Like, bruh.
Facts.
Know what you getting yourself into.
Rigoberto Sanchez Velasco. In 1988, Rigoberto Sanchez Velasco stood trial for the murder of his girlfriend's daughter 2 years earlier. He had confessed to the crime shortly after it occurred, only to later recant. Nevertheless, he was found guilty and sentenced to death. But Sanchez Velasco never seemed to change his ways, even as he sat on death row. In 1995, he and another prisoner, Mario Lara, attacked 2 fellow death row inmates, Edwin B. Caprat III and Charles Street, in the yard, in full view of prison guards and other witnesses. Both men later succumbed to their injuries. This violent act earned Sanchez Velasco 2 additional 15-year sentences. In October 2002, he was executed by lethal injection for his initial crime. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe.
That's crazy, bro. I'm telling y'all, man, like, no matter who you are, crime, bro, when you get behind them bars, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they try to make sure you don't die. Because then that's on their hands, you know what I'm saying? But they'll like, if a fight go off in between some inmates, you better know how to, you know what I'm saying? Hold your own. Cause trust me. And you better go in there and do the time. Ain't no this. half of the stuff y'all do on the street. That's really why it be so funny to me nowadays, because you see so many what they like to call YNs, or these wannabe street thugs nowadays. They want to do all this stuff. Then they tell them they finna go to jail. They get the crying, hooping, the holler. Cause y'all ain't built like that. You ain't built like that toting a gun. You ain't built like that toting a weapon and feeling like you're a threat to somebody. Because anybody can pull a trigger and take somebody's life. What really make you a threat or not, if you can go in that jail after taking somebody's life and stand to your toes and make shit happen. I ain't worried about no motherfucker here. And you can hold your own.
Yeah.
That's the tough guy. But all you can do is squeeze the trigger and you feeling like you the tough guy. That's why these kids nowadays, you see them in the well, quick. Because they going to find out you was just crying to hear and somebody going to try to take your booty when y'all get back to the cell. Yeah, you doing all that crying. You okay, man? You okay, man? It's going to be okay. I'm going to make sure you okay. And now you somebody a little punk in there. Tell you, man, be some thugs, be somebody punk in there. No. I'm going to fight you. Boom. For real, though, like. Because I'll be telling you about the one dude from my neighborhood, Nick of the Woods. Everybody know him. Big Swole. Big Swole, strong head. Game member and everything. When he behind the bars, he's somebody little punk. Then he come home, he try to act like he the toughest thing in the street. But crazy. Like when I say brother, arms like boom. He flexed, boom, cut, ripped and everything. But we all know he a little punk, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And switch on notifications. Christopher Scarver.
Do you remember when you learned that your father murdered Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes. It was about 10. I saw it on TV.
One of the most notorious serial killers in history was Jeffrey Dahmer, who claimed 17 victims over a 13-year period and was sentenced to 16 life terms.
People try to understand how this could have happened in their midst. How did Jeffrey Dahmer get away with murder after murder for 13 years?
Dahmer was imprisoned at the Columbia Correctional Institution in Wisconsin, which also housed Christopher Scarver. Scarver was serving a life sentence for the 1990 murder of a man during an armed robbery. Dahmer and Scarver worked together in the prison gymnasium alongside Jesse Anderson, who was convicted of murdering his wife. While cleaning the gym on November 28, 1994, all three got into a heated argument that culminated in Scarver killing both Dahmer and Anderson with a metal bar. He received 2 more life sentences for these murders and was subsequently placed in solitary confinement. What other killers never changed their spots even behind bars? Let us know in the comments below.
You know what I mean? So be it.
I didn't know he did.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think Dahmer, my bad. I think Dahmer got away with it. Got away easy though. I think he got away easy by dude doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying, they should have, you know, like you beat him, whatever. You ain't have to kill the man. You know?
Are you saying he should have did his time?
Like beat him every time you see him.
escape.
Nah, beat him every time you see him. But don't kill him.
That's what I said.
Make it hard in there for him.
Yeah.
To the point where he might want to take himself. But nah, we ain't gonna let you do that either. But killing him, I think it was too easy.
Yeah, I feel you.
But hey, man, y'all spam us up. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about those in the comment section down below for us. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid and C.
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We out.
Peace.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar.